DrinkingBros.com. Get some 8% seltzer shipped right to your house. We got the peach, we got the watermelon, we got the pina colada, and the blue raspberry. We are currently live in over 300 stores in Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Outer Banks in North Carolina. And if you're heading out to the Major League ballparks this summer, make sure to check us out in the Miami Marlins Stadium, as well as Tropicana Field, home to the Tampa Bay Rays, as well as the Tampa Bay Rowdies. We are live inside all three stadiums. So if you're down in Florida this year, check us out. Go to hardafseltzer.com today and check your store locator or order them right to your house.
Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Yeah, welcome to the Monday Morning Recap, everybody. Brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros. Well, more than double that first deposit, up to 110% right now on those deposits. That ends, I believe, tomorrow at midnight. So take advantage of it now. I apologize for not putting my picks in Drinkin' Bros Sports over the weekend, except for just one. Just one was all I bet on this weekend. Was in Vegas with my wife for our anniversary and was unfamiliar with those 9 a.m. games again on the West Coast.
Yeah.
I woke up and I was like, oh, shit. It's halftime at all these games, so I apologize for that.
God forbid there's a London game.
Oh, God. Could you imagine? What time does that start then?
Like 6?
6?
I don't know.
Gross. But the one thing that I did bet on, which we'll talk about at the top of the show, the only one bet that I made was the Francis Ngannou, Tyson Fury fight. I put $1,000 on that for the over at 4.5. I told you I'd explain the story here on the show today. Here we are. First of all, I did watch the fight. I don't know if you guys did. Yeah. Francis won that fight, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just the way he looked, right? He had the bigger moment in the fight.
I'm a boxing fan. I have been for years. I've been to 12 championship fights. It's not to brag, but I'm a gigantic boxing fan. I think he genuinely won this fight, and I think it was close by 1 or 2 rounds. I don't know.
You just got to go by pride rules. Did it look cooler? Yeah, Francis looked cooler. He got the knockdown in the 3rd round, and every other round was kind of a toss-up. So
he knocked out the heavyweight champion of the world. I mean, that's
in his first boxing match
ever.
Yeah,
it was stunning. Did you see what he looked like after the fight, Tyson Fury?
He's all beat up,
black eye, face all fucked up, and now he's supposed to fight again in 4 weeks.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think his press conference, he was talking about how they're going to push that back.
I think you have to. Does Ngannou get the rematch now? Like, how does that work?
I guess he's just going to box now. Yeah, I'd imagine he's going to come out as a top 10, top 20 heavyweight in the world.
The WBF guy already said he was putting him in the top 10, which means...
He did? Okay.
Yeah, which means that no matter who he fights, whether it's Fury or Wilder or anybody, right, Joshua, it's going to be a ranked fight.
Mm-hmm.
So
the craziest thing is...
Which means he's going to make $30 million on his next fight.
Even if he won this fight, he wouldn't have won the belt because the belt wasn't up.
Yeah,
it wasn't on the line.
An exhibition, it wasn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was weird.
So a friend of mine produced this fight. Contractually, there was a financial obligation for this to go more rounds. I think Fury knew that, tried to push it, also didn't take him very seriously, and he was this close to getting knocked out because of it.
I don't know if I believe that. You cannot look at that man and not take him seriously. And you would have to be a fucking psychopath.
He's an Adonis.
It's not his looks. It's not his physical appearance. I think we're just taking the body of work of all of these UFC fighters who have gone over to boxing. It has been miserable for the most part. The only one that I believed in, I know, Dan, you don't believe in most of these.
Did you believe in
that have
Conor?
happened. I did. I believed in the Conor fight.
Oh, my God.
Mayweather carried him the entire time.
I just don't think that Mayweather cared until the end, and there was too much money on the line, and he was like, great, we'll stretch this out, but I'm still going to beat you.
I love that fight because I was at a party with like 40 people watching that fight, and I took everybody's money that wanted to bet McGregor. I gave him like 3-1 odds, and I'm like, yeah, I'll take Mayweather.
Yeah.
I'll take your money.
Yeah.
It was great.
Well, look, he's arguably one of the greatest fighters of all time, and I think it was a shock what happened. It was a shock that it went 10 rounds, and McGregor looked like he won the first 3.
Fury is technically probably the greatest heavyweight of all time.
He's getting close. This certainly diminishes it.
I don't know about that. Well, I guess. So how do you judge that?
He's undefeated.
Based on not losing title fights, based on the level of the competition you face. I don't know if I would.
It's hard to kind of like compare eras.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is, yeah. So, like,
especially in boxing.
There's only a couple of names that really pop up, though, right? Like Lennox
Muhammad
Lewis,
Ali,
Joe Louis,
Lennox Lewis, Muhammad Ali,
Rocky Marciano,
Mike, maybe.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, but Marciano was fighting plumbers and shit, right? No.
Well,
I don't know.
they were tough plumbers.
Tough plumbers back
certainly,
then,
there
but-
were tough dudes, but like he didn't fight any black people.
A lot of people don't realize that boxing, though, the first like 15 fights, 20 fights of your career, typically tomato cans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to pad your record.
Correct. And especially if you have a good young fighter, you want to get him some experience. You want to get him used to it.
Yeah. And then part of being, particularly the heavyweight champ, is branding, right? Like being the kind of person that people either hate or love.
Mm-hmm.
One of the two. It doesn't matter which. Sometimes you're both, depending on the audience. Fury does a great job at that. I think the one downside about Lennox Lewis is he was boring as shit. Not his fighting style. He could fucking beat the shit out of people. But as a person on camera, he was boring.
Correct.
He wasn't like threatening to eat people's kids and shit. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like we had gotten used to Mike.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like the heavyweight champ is supposed to be a fucking psycho, not a posh British dude.
Right.
You
that
went
is
from
throwing-
Trump to Biden.
Yeah.
essentially.
Or even
Yeah.
just like Klitschko or something after that, right? Like just now then he's just like a silent like
Yeah.
Ukrainian.
But a fucking Terminator too, right?
Right.
So yeah, I don't know.
Is he still in the front line?
But I
right
feel
now?
like, yeah, he might be. Well, not Vlad, but the other one.
The other Klitschko.
Yeah, but I do feel like Fury is a good combination of both of those things, right? He was like a Conor McGregor in his prime, where great fighter plus great branding, talks a lot of shit.
Gypsy King.
Yeah.
I mean,
And he's undefeated.
he might be a close second to Muhammad Ali at this point already, right? And he's still going to fight for a while.
It depends on how much longer he fights for. If he goes another 10, for sure. If he comes back and beats Ngannou and says he didn't take him seriously or whatever, maybe.
I'm pro Joe Louis being the GOAT. He knocked out a Nazi.
True. That was probably the greatest fight ever, right?
Yeah.
With the most amount of pressure.
Yeah. He had to get it back, too, because he lost the first one.
Yeah, that was a rough one there. But either way, that's why. So there was incentives for it to go rounds higher. There was no guarantee of a win or a loss on that, which is why I saw the fight they fought. But I still believe Francis Ngannou won. And congratulations. It was fun and it was entertaining, and I want to see it again. The rest of the wind up to it, they got to fix that bullshit of waiting 2 hours.
Well,
PFL.
I want to see Ngannou fight other boxers now.
Mm-hmm.
Just a regular boxing match, not something that's because
Wilder would be fun then.
any of them would be fun.
Yeah.
To be honest, somebody with some skills, because he looks like a better boxer than he ever was MMA.
He was the world champion.
Not
He's
I
the
know,
heavyweight
I know,
champion.
but it's still.
but who is he fucking beating for a world champion?
He beat Stipe.
Come on,
Who's the
man.
best heavyweight of all time?
Oh boy, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's a literal fireman and plumber. you
Well,
know?
he is a fireman,
I
yeah,
know,
yeah.
I know. So
But Stipe is
a Wilder fight that would
Knocked
be
out
a Wilder fight would be
Overeem.
but a Wilder fight would be great to watch. Another Fury fight would be great to watch. Anthony Joshua.
I don't know.
Would be great to watch.
I like UFC or MMA better than I like boxing.
I do too, but I think that Ngannou is way better. He should have started in boxing, to be honest. Like if he had started in boxing, he would have been retired by now.
His story's
he'd
insane,
be $300 to $400
regardless.
million
Like-
richer and be done.
Yeah.
He worked in
You know what
a
I mean?
diamond mine in Africa. He was homeless 10 years ago in Paris. Like, dude's only been fighting for a cup of coffee, and he's already
Dude's been fighting his whole life.
yeah, he's been fighting his whole life.
Yeah.
But is the best in both sports, I guess. Now I don't know, because I think he won that fight. I think
He definitely
probably
won
beat
that
Tyson
fight,
Fury.
yeah,
'cause
I did- I did
just
too.
because I go by pride rules, and I know Tyson Fury might have pointed him to death in a couple of rounds, but like he didn't do anything.
No. And I still think that 10-8 round was bigger than anything else. So I had him by 1, maybe 2 points on that, me personally.
He also took an elbow to the head.
Yeah. No.
What was that?
No.
Francis should have gotten at least one leg kick if Tyson Fury's going to throw a fucking
He
elbow.
got desperate, dude. He got desperate.
Yeah, but you see how dangerous Ngannou is, just generally speaking, not having to worry about his lower body at all. Like, he doesn't have to worry about anybody shooting on him. Man, he's going to fuck some people up in boxing, like badly. He's going to kill somebody.
Yeah, but his last
Can't
UFC
wait.
fight was wrestling Francis. Francis learned how to wrestle and then beat the shit out of Cyril Gahn with one leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what he does next, and it was certainly fun. All right, let's get to the Michigan situation here. I've gotten a million DMs and tagged in a bunch of shit regarding this. I don't know what's going to happen, by the way. There's leaks on both sides for all this fucking shit.
Harbaugh says his offer was not rescinded.
When did he say that? Today?
Today,
okay. Yeah. Because that's been going around that he was going to be the highest paid coach in college football history. I still don't know why, because he hasn't won a bowl game or...
He's beaten Ohio State 3 times, dude.
No, twice. But now those are under obviously clouded circumstances here.
boy.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Come on.
Throw those records out. Like rescind that man's wins against Ohio State.
Hey, dude.
Vindicate Ryan Day.
Here's
But Feinbaum is like, we got to do something about Joe Harbaugh. Of course, Feinbaum is right,
Right.
because the whole world is SEC to him.
Yeah.
Anything outside of it, like if something like this, if any coach in the SEC had done something like this, he'd be like, oh look, if you're not cheating, not trying, blah 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 blah. Look at my bozo ring.
right.
I fucking hate that guy. So
He got on at the right time with the SEC.
So you guys brought up a weird story maybe 8 or 9 months ago with one of the assistant coaches getting fired for Michigan. Barry Weiss, I think his name was.
Barry Weiss, I believe, is a prominent Jewish
writer.
Yeah.
Who's the Weiss guy from Michigan here? Let me look him up.
Yeah, she's
real
very
quick.
pro-Israel.
Yeah. What the fuck is this guy?
Well, she's
I've got
she
him
is,
up
Yeah.
now. Matt Weiss. Matt Weiss here.
Is,
So
is he related to Charlie Weiss? You think?
don't know.
I mean,
No, Charlie Weiss Jr. is a OC, I believe, for maybe Lane Kiffin still. He was at FAU. I don't know where he is now.
This guy gets released in January. There was rumors that it was regarding some child porn or possibly some underage girls on a computer or something like that.
he wasn't sharing it with the rest
Oh,
of
that
the
was
team?
for the Bears, I thought.
Hey, did you bring enough
this
for
is
everybody?
Michigan.
Did you bring enough for everybody?
Exactly. Did you get us? Did you get us, dude? But the FBI was called in on Friday, more than 8 months later, to work on these servers and work on these computers. And from what I've heard, at least from some of the people that Dan and I know, is that what they found on there was also practice footage from other teams as well, and that they had hacked into their clouds and all that other shit. I have no idea. I don't know what's going to happen with any of this. There's a new fucking story about this goddamn university every 10 seconds here. All I know is this. From an Ohio State fan, it fucking sucks. You want to beat them on the field. This is the best rivalry in college football. And whatever the fuck they're going to do or what has happened, if they get the death penalty or whatever, that's not good for college football either.
I don't
I'm
think
not rooting
anybody's-
for their fucking downfall.
If Penn State didn't get the death penalty, ain't nobody getting the death penalty again.
Probably not, right? But I guess what do you do? And they keep reporting on this every 10 seconds on ESPN. Tomorrow night is the first announcement of the CFP rankings. Mm-hmm. She's confirming as of right now that the Michigan AD is there. So they are sending a representative for this thing. Now, whether or not they're going to answer any questions or how this is going to shake out, what do you guys think is going to happen with this?
Wouldn't be worried about it.
Really?
I don't think Michigan's going to be a player in the playoff. I think Ohio State's going to beat him. I think Penn State's going to beat him.
I don't know that Ohio State has the quarterback to beat them.
You got the defense.
You got the defense, but Penn State's got a great defense as well. But I think their quarterback is a little young.
I think Kyle's grown into his role, and just throw it up to Marvin.
Yeah. The Maserati Marvin. I
They
hate
should-
that nickname.
They should run the ball 30 times a game and throw the ball 30 times a game. And all 30 throws should be to Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't
Probably.
give a fuck who's covering him.
As a man
Just
with a
throw it up in the air to him and hope for the
Marvin
fucking best.
Harrison Heisman ticket. I would love that.
The odds are shrinking in Vegas, by the way. I was just there, and I saw the board, and it was just like, you know it's down to 14
Yeah,
to
because
1.
like the favorite right now is JJ McCarthy. Like
Which is insane.
It's
Yeah.
insane to me.
Yeah, but he's putting up numbers.
kinda
For now.
Nobody.
I think
He's not gonna put up numbers against Ohio State and Penn State. So it won't happen.
Where's Beck at?
He was pretty high up there too. I mentioned him. He was third, I think.
He might backdoor his way into a Heisman.
No.
He might get an invite.
I think there's a very good chance he's in
Drake
New York.
May just he's out now.
Drake
so that's
May's
another
dead.
elimination.
Yeah.
Penix
Caleb
still there.
Williams dead. Penix is fading, but there, yeah.
Bo Nix, especially if Oregon wins the Pac-12.
Jaden Daniels is in there too.
I think Jaden Daniels would be my pick right now.
He's tied for first in touchdowns with Caleb Williams.
LSU's going to lose again at some point.
Yep.
Probably maybe this weekend.
Yeah,
probably.
maybe this weekend.
Probably. Oh, Brady Cook maybe.
His numbers haven't been great last couple weeks.
Jaden
We run
Daniels
the ball
has
a
the
lot.
highest QB rating in all of college football, including shitty teams.
He's crazy. I mean, Jaden Daniels, I think, is going to end up just being like Caleb Williams last year. Like, obviously not playing for anything at the end of the year, but the numbers are just impossible to ignore.
Well, the problem was with Caleb Williams last year is he was up until the third quarter of the last game for him.
Yeah, I mean, they did blow it.
But yeah,
They did. They could have made the playoff last year.
and if he doesn't twist his ankle or break his ankle, or whatever the fuck happened there, they might win that game. I mean, they were up at the time, and what do you have, a calf injury or something like that? Whatever the fuck it was, then he's out.
Dylan Gabriel's got really good numbers too, but I can't take a guy with the name Gabriel seriously.
And just lost.
Is there a way to say Gabriel without
Bomb.
sounding gay?
He's bomb.
Probably
Can you
not.
say Gabriel without like sounding effeminate?
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Gabriel.
So I'm not even going to try it.
He's a chotch anyway.
But what do you do with Michigan? Under investigation, number 2 team in the country. What happens, and should the NCAA come to a decision on this? Either say something and have them move on with the fucking season, or say, hey, we're going to skirt this till after the year.
They wouldn't be able to do a fucking investigation that quickly anyway.
Why? You've got these tapes on your computer. We know that it is illegal to go record them. It's on the computer. The end.
Open and shut case, John.
The end.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Harbaugh or the AD authorize it or not. We've seen these fucking things play out in NCAA before. The university is still culpable. Doesn't matter. Like when you read the reviews about all this stuff, the inside baseball, it's like, oh, they were never allowed to talk to Harbaugh directly. Okay, how exactly did the OC or whomever it was explain to Harbaugh how they knew every single sign that the other team used? What was the fucking conversation like? Oh, no, we fucking guessed, man.
Nah, there's a
the
lot of
magic eight
plausible-
ball.
there's a lot of plausible.
No, there's not.
There is- with
there
Jim
are
Harbaugh, there
to
is.
know every single one, there's no fucking way.
You could just tell Jim Harbaugh that, like, you chopped down some extra wood and fucking your testosterone spoke to you. You know what I mean? Like, I just ate some good beef last night.
Certainly, but still, there are major players within the university, within the football team, that had to know what was going on.
Yeah.
That's true. He wouldn't let his quarterback eat chicken.
It's true.
Yeah, but he
paranoid
would have
bird.
adopted his quarterback's bastard child.
He also had a
Right.
sleepover with a kicker,
Did you really?
Fucking
a
loser.
prospect, so he
What?
would sign with him.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So Harbaugh's exact statement was, I wouldn't say that that's accurate, no. On whether or not Michigan had rescinded his offer. That doesn't sound like a firm yes either of like.
That sounds like, hey, we're going to wait until they see what happens with the NCAA here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Harbaugh's going to be the Bears coach soon.
I don't know. I look, I don't know what's going to happen with any of this, but the rankings are going to come out tomorrow. People are still bitching about this. Weird leaks are happening, whether they're true or not. Who fucking knows on this one? But for me personally, just as somebody who enjoys the rivalry and everything else, either push this till the end of the year and say, hey, there's too much to investigate, and we can't finish this until the end of the year. And do it after the playoffs are over, or get it over now and say we have enough evidence that we would like to continue this and fucking suspend
Get it over now.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's all we're going to hear about until fucking January.
Yep.
Honestly. And especially if Michigan ends up beating Ohio State and Penn State, that's going to be
Oh, yeah.
No one wants
ranked
that
wins.
narrative. Like, no one wants to hear that bullshit.
That's all it's going to be, though.
Yeah.
Right? That's all Paul fucking Feinbaum's going to talk about. The only reason this team is here in the first place is because they cheated. Blah, 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 blah. And maybe he's right? But I don't want to hear his fucking mouth.
No, and the CFP rankings will come out tomorrow night. That's going to be the story that dominates all of this, not how good Georgia is for the third consecutive year.
It's boring, I'm tired of it.
It
So-
is.
so
That's why
is-
I keep fading them. I'm like, I'm just tired of Georgia.
So is New England, but it fucking
I
works.
know they're
works.
good.
20 years.
They're
It works.
probably going to win another national championship, but I'm over it. They're going to lose again.
Right, but tomorrow, that's all they're going to talk about is this and whether or not to sex it up and say,
know.
hey, dude, because the other teams you have in there, look, Ohio State doesn't look great from week to week.
You know how-
so it's not like there's a dominant team that you're like, holy shit.
You know how down bad I am right now as a man whose school hasn't won a conference game yet?
Oh, yeah.
I think I've decided to align with Ohio State this year because I have a bunch of St. Joe's prep guys. That's it. I'm like, yeah,
A high school you didn't go to.
Yeah, but I have a lot of friends that went to St. Joe's prep.
So you were talking about
There you go.
you were talking about a boxing career starting off with tomato cans. I mean, that pretty much describes Michigan's schedule. So
Oh,
far.
yeah.
It does, yeah.
This is the We're 8 games in. This is the worst 8 games I've ever seen.
Georgia's schedule, too, to this point as well.
Yeah,
but Georgia's won 2 natties in a row.
Right.
So I'm not terribly concerned about them.
And I'm looking at Saturday. It's Purdue. The spread is 32.5 in this goddamn game. When is the Penn State game, for Christ's sake?
But you know what, though?
It's Veterans Day.
What's fucked up about Michigan's schedule, like, they're non-con. Who was their non-con again? Most of it was trash.
East Carolina?
Yeah, most of it was
the
trash.
Fucking Pirates.
But, like, these
whoa. They beat UNLV.
UNLV, Bowling Green.
7-1, baby. Or no, that's
Bowling Green.
Did UNLV win this weekend?
No, they lost.
Yeah.
So here's the thing that's fucked up though about Michigan, like, which I kind of feel bad. Like, it's not necessarily their fault. They keep getting favored by 20 to 30 points over conference opponents. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, what are they supposed to do about Purdue sucking every ounce of asshole that exists in the universe?
Well, they didn't play Purdue.
And they're playing Purdue right now.
This weekend.
This weekend. And Indiana and fucking Nebraska and fucking Minnesota. Like,
Rutgers.
Whoa. Slow down.
Rutgers, 6-2 Rutgers, by the way.
Yeah, but that's not really like their fault necessarily that the bottom half of the Big Ten is really fucking bad. It's just kind of the way the cards fell this year for their schedule.
No, it'll get better though. We have UCLA, USC.
No, I know, yeah, 100%. Georgia, I mean, their schedule is a little better than Michigan's for sure.
Yeah,
so we'll see what
what's
happens.
a Vandy other than like a more educated Rutgers?
They got at least a good baseball team. But with his Michigan sitch here, Dan, go back to what you said. Why couldn't they finish the investigation? If you have enough shit, why couldn't you just finish it?
I have no fucking idea. So you start with the rule you think was violated. Okay, what kind of evidence could I find to show that rule is violated? It is against the rules to send people to opposing stadiums and to film them playing football, right? For whatever reason, I think it's kind of weird that it's that. But what we know is that footage from the goddamn games taken by personal cameras was found on University of Michigan computers. We also have receipts for the fucking game tickets this asshole bought. The end.
But on his public
that is
thing,
enough right there to like fucking trigger a grand jury and suspend their access to the CFP.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? The NCAA is irrelevant because they don't control the college football playoff.
Who does that?
ESPN.
ESPN does that. Okay.
Yeah.
Also,
so do you? Well,
in the
then,
committee. Like,
so what do you think? They leave them out?
Also, to investigate,
I think
has
that
to
would be pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, that would be really funny. To investigate, they also, I assume, have to do some sort of, I'd be like more of a private situation, some sort of like private subpoenaing of evidence and materials and stuff like that.
I don't know. The NCAA exercises pretty authoritarian power over its members, right?
Yes, but they still have to go get it.
Yeah.
And if Michigan drags their feet, you can't investigate what you don't have.
Yeah,
So
but
they
you
just
can,
got-
have
you can
virtually
ban them.
no power,
You
especially
can-
in football.
Yeah, they
Well,
just
you-
got there on Wednesday.
Yeah, the conferences control the football schedules and stuff, so they couldn't do anything there.
So, I mean, just get rid of the NCAA in general.
And have it be a pro.
I mean, no, just for football, yeah, you can keep it
Just
for
for
the rest.
football.
Yeah.
Basketball, okay, because they still have the March
tournament.
Madness tournament.
I don't know what they're going to do here. I do know that there's a really good chance that Texas makes the CFP, though, which is kind of fucked up.
I would wait till after this weekend.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
see
they
them
may
play
get clipped by
first.
K-State, but it's at home. So if it was at K-State, I would be worried about that game.
Yeah.
K-State's beaten them at home many times.
K-State's
Certainly,
rolling
but
right now.
this is a very different Texas team. As much as I hate to admit that,
No quarterback though. Quinn Ewers still
don't
going to
need
be
a
hurt.
quarterback, and this team
Avery
doesn't-
Johnson is a stud right now for K-State. He's a true freshman that is just like revived their offense.
I think this Texas team is like when the 49ers are functioning well. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is.
Well, 0-3 right now, the last 3 games.
Yes, they are. We'll switch on over to NFL and talk about it. Any concern that the 49ers have lost the last 3 in a row?
No, we still believe in the
It's
Church
fucking.
Shanahan.
It's week 8.
Okay.
I'm happy he's thrown a couple games so the Eagles get home field advantage in the playoffs.
It certainly looks like they are.
Yeah.
This is just the NFL doing NFL shit. That's all it is.
I'm tired of the NFL doing
And
NFL shit.
like everybody thought the Bengals were done. They ripped off a couple in a row. Joe Burrow looks like a fucking world beater again, just like he's done the past 2 seasons. Everybody overreacts every fucking week in the NFL.
And
Just
Although,
relax.
are we concerned everyone that didn't get vaccinated is tearing their Achilles? So
Yeah.
maybe there's something in the vaccine that makes you have a stronger Achilles.
Can you imagine
Shit.
if the Jets had traded for him and then he tore his Achilles?
That would have been a week apart, dude. I mean,
That'd be so fucking funny.
oh my gosh. So yeah, Kirk Cousins is done. Torn Achilles. He's out for the season there. Strange to see another big name QB go down and was the one who was mentioned in multiple trades.
They're battling back too.
I
they're
think
doing
this
Viking
is-
shit.
Yeah, they made it back to 500. They're 4-4.
I think this is going to inspire the NFL to get rid of turf. The same way, remember there was that one year where like every QB was getting hurt just from getting hit hard, basically, and that was the last time you ever allowed to
So they're
hit a
gonna have to
QB
do
hard.
The Cardinal thing though, where they have to roll in
Basically,
real
yeah.
grass.
I think
No,
these-
just leave the fucking roof open and grow grass.
Yeah,
But if you have a dome, right? Like Minnesota is just a dome.
fuck 'em.
So you can use UV light. There's so many ways.
They
to do
actually
that.
have their dome ceiling is glass,
Arizona does it. They've got real grass.
and
in
also
there.
like
And that was
They-
a
they
fucking
imported their
travesty
grass.
for
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
But by the way, like maybe the $1 billion organization can figure out how to get some fucking grass in there.
No, cut corners.
Yeah.
Play on concrete.
So the Broncos beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Not because of the
Yeah,
grass. It's because Mahomes only has one guy to throw to.
Well, Taylor Swift wasn't there.
She wasn't there.
That's all it was.
He's got one guy to throw to, and Pacheco wasn't playing well. But it's still a Sean Payton defense, right? That has to come into play here. I know it's not. I know we talk a lot of shit about the Broncos, but he's one of the best defensive coaches in the history of the NFL.
Also, he's
Yeah.
letting Russ cook. So
It's weird. The Chiefs,
Well, he did have 3 touchdowns, right?
The Chiefs just kind of just don't show up some weeks out of boredom. That looked like what happened again for these guys.
Yeah, because they're going to
There's
Germany.
no explanation for it.
They're going to Germany this week to play Miami.
Yeah, against the
Yeah,
Dolphins.
and it's a great game. It's a shame that it's in Germany.
I think the Chiefs are going to get beat,
I would like to.
It wouldn't surprise me.
which sucks. But I mean, who cares? They're going to win 12 or 13 games, make the playoffs.
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
cares, man.
I would like everybody to apologize for Will Levis.
Yeah, that was
Man.
who I wanted to talk about next here.
We'll see
So,
the next game because they play
19
Thursday.
19 of 29, 4 touchdowns. Here's the thing: the Falcons' defense is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
It's not like they played the Giants or somebody like that. Like the Falcons' defense is pretty fucking good.
Granted, I feel like in those Oiler jerseys, everybody's gonna be just
Swag.
awesome.
They should
I
always
could have went out there and thrown at least 2 touchdowns. I think in an Oiler jersey.
In the powder blue, you just get the power.
You do.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins was DeAndre Hopkins again. He had 3 touchdowns, 128 yards. The other fun part about this is the Falcons finally gave up on Ritter. Probably watched last week's show where I had a fucking meltdown on it and threw in Heineke. Heineke looked great. Hopefully they'll let him finish out the year down there and see
then
what happens.
Howell looked great in Washington. I know they got beat by Philly.
keeps torching
but he
us. I don't know why.
torched
He's
the Eagles.
good, dude.
He's
Both
really good,
games
yeah.
he's torched us.
He's good.
He's good, yeah. So is Heineke though.
Yeah.
And like he's good. Heineke, Brock Purdy, those guys are all about the same level, I think. Like you put them on a good team with good weapons, they can fucking do shit. If you give them a dog shit offensive line, no quarterback ever. Look at Mahomes running for his life last night. He's the best quarterback any of us have ever seen, and he couldn't get fucking a 3-step drop, so he lost the game.
Yep.
The end.
Yep. Sam Howell had 400 yards passing and 4 touchdowns in this game.
But I mean,
It's concerning for the Eagles.
should be.
I mean,
They're 7-1 though.
yeah,
It's
but we're
like,
not that good.
It's a division rival, so that's not great. But
You're playing like the Eagles are playing like the best team in the NFL,
which isn't saying much because we're not winning well.
but nobody is.
But you're winning.
We're winning. Nobody
You're winning.
is.
Just
Nobody's winning well. You got 38. You scored 38 points.
Look at everybody else, all these top tier teams. And no matter what people fucking overreact to, these are top tier teams. The 49ers are a top tier team. They've got great squads. They're fucking going through the dog days, getting their shit pushed in right now. The Eagles are the only ones holding on, not losing games.
Yep.
I'm kind of scared of this week.
Who do you guys got this week?
The Cowboys.
That'll be a fun game. Is it?
It's in Philly.
It's in Philly. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
You're
Cowboys
scared of
always
it
move
because of
runs.
the embarrassment that you would incur if the Cowboys win that game.
We'll split with them, right? We're gonna win one, lose one. So
There haven't been that many
be
sweeps.
embarrassed.
There haven't been that many season sweeps.
No. Let's talk about the Cowboys because they dropped 43 on the Rams. What the fuck?
The
dude?
Rams fucking suck. What do you mean, what the fuck?
God damn, man. Prescott, 4 TDs and 300 yards passing. It looked like an entirely different
Is he
team.
a
Maybe it was
bad good
coming off
quarterback
the-
or a good bad quarterback?
I think he's a bad good quarterback.
Yeah.
I think he's like a
Like the
bottom
lowest
tier
of the
quarterback.
good.
It's weird with Dak Prescott because with a lot of these guys that we just talked about, like Howell or Heineke or whatever, it's like, or Purdy even, they're like mediocre talent-wise, but they execute. You know what I mean? Whereas Dak is like exceptional talent-wise, but
I don't know about exceptional.
He's
He
above
went to
average.
Mississippi State.
yeah.
But he's pretty athletic.
But he just like is not. He doesn't execute.
Yeah.
Like sometimes he does. When he does, it's magnificent. It's really high.
But how
level.
many fucking balls did he throw in the dirt? Okay, I've never seen a quarterback do that.
He's like
Donovan
a pitcher.
McNabb.
Look, this,
I guess McNabb. Yeah.
I'll say this with Dak. He's like
You're saying
a
it's because
pitcher.
he's black?
Well, yeah, clearly.
Yeah. He's like a pitcher with explosive stuff that can't hit the strike zone. But those days he's hitting the strike zone, you're fucked.
Or he's wild in the strike
Is Dak
zone.
Prescott even black? Probably not.
It's close enough.
He's a country
He
fella.
doesn't identify as black.
No,
He looks like every cowboy fan where it's like, what are you? Are you Mexican? Are you black? Are you white? Like, what are you exactly? Pick a race and let's stick to it. I have no idea.
Is more of a southerner.
Yeah. No idea. But
Like Randy Moss.
They
Yeah.
fucking rolled, man. 43-20 over the Rams. The rest of the NFL. What do you do with the Patriots? They're 2-6. Jesus Christ.
Tank. Get a quarterback.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
the word on the street is they're tanking for a quarterback.
Okay.
But
Plenty of quarterbacks this year.
Who do they want? Any insight?
fuck,
If I was to guess,
it was
maybe
one
Drake
of the,
May.
It was one of the white ones. No, it wasn't Drake May.
I think it's a
Yeah.
white one. I think you're right. I think there's no way a black quarterback in New England. They're not going to let that happen.
Well,
Drake May makes more sense.
let's see.
It's one of
Also,
those-
if I'm Caleb Williams, I don't want to go to fucking New England.
under Belichick.
No, fuck that.
Going from
Belich-
Southern California to New England? No, that's not a good
Bill
transition.
Belichick is going to find a way to get this team to finish 7-10. They're going to draft J.J. McCarthy.
That is it. It's J.J. McCarthy.
They really want
Yeah.
J.J. McCarthy.
Well, it's a fucking Michigan white quarterback.
I
know.
Why not
Could you
run it back,
imagine?
dude?
Holy shit.
It is J.J. McCarthy is
that's
who
not
I've
the
been
recipe.
hearing. But that people may just be making that connection because of the
Probably.
history.
They're lazy. The fucking mock draft guys are the laziest.
It wasn't in a mock draft. I was just trying to remember what draft position they had. I read it in an article somewhere. But yeah, you are right about that. It's mostly chalk, those things, and then some dumbass like, oh, what if this happened?
This, by the way, though, I was looking at this quarterback draft.
It's insane.
It's deep as fuck.
There's going to be 10 quarterbacks to go probably in the first 4 rounds.
There's going to be 10 quarterbacks to go and 2 that are successful in their careers.
That's a good draft.
That
is.
a good
It's
draft.
fucked up. And
That's a good draft for quarterbacks. 2 that are really good in a draft class.
Yeah.
Who else was in
And then
Mah-
like 3 others that are just like around the league for 10 years.
Yeah, who else was in Mahomes' draft class at the time? I mean, it was Watson was the other big one, and then what? Josh Allen was that the same class, or was he a year later?
Hang on, I'll check.
Watson was for sure in the same draft class, but
Mahomes
Mahomes
went like 15. I think.
Mahomes went after Watson and after what's his name? The guy who loved kissing titties.
Oh, Trubisky.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky, and then there was one other one in there in the first round.
Well, Trubisky's still doing it.
Trubisky was the second pick in that draft.
Yeah.
Ahead of
Was
any
he
of these.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Miles Garrett was the first pick. Let's see. Christian McCaffrey was in that draft. Mahomes went 10th. Watson went 12th. And
So who won that year? The first pick of the draft?
Miles Garrett.
Miles Garrett. All right, that was justified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking
Completely.
good there.
Yeah.
You're looking real good on that pick.
The next quarterback was second round 52, Deshaun Kaiser.
Oh yeah,
Deshaun Kaiser,
from Notre Dame.
Who?
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
He was terrible at Notre Dame
He
too.
played
was-
for the Browns.
Yeah,
Not much.
he was
Wasn't he
terrible
with
at the
the
Browns.
Packers for a
I
little
think
bit?
he had the record for most consecutive losses.
Oh wait, no,
in the
he was
NFL.
the guy that
Like,
he was the
not
guy.
kidding. I think it was like 13 losses.
Wasn't he the guy that said that Aaron Rodgers asked him if he believed in 9/11?
Oh yes, the same guy.
Yeah, Aaron
Deshaun
Rodgers
Kaiser.
asked Deshaun Kaiser in the QB room. He's like, "Do you believe in 9/11?" And Deshaun Kaiser was like, "What? Yeah, I believe in 9/11." Aaron Rodgers goes, "You should read up on that."
The next quarterback after him was 87th pick, third round, Davis Webb from Cal.
Right, of course, Davis
I
Webb.
remember Davis Webb.
No, you don't. No one does.
Love Davis Webb.
A lot of Pac-12 after dark games.
Yep.
Then Beathard.
Oh, Beathard
At
was it?
104.
CJ Beathard's still doing it.
Beathard.
No, it's
Iowa.
Beathard. Don't say it right or don't say it at all.
Don't say it at all. It's Beathard. That's all he does. Is Beathard.
And then Josh Dobbs, 135.
Still doing it.
He's starting.
Yeah.
He's starting for the Arizona.
So Josh
Cardinals.
Dobbs,
Frisky Cardinal team.
Josh Dobbs might be the third most successful quarterback in that draft class.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. George Kittle was taken fifth round, 146 overall.
Okay.
That's why you do it. That's why you draft.
That's why you do it. We'll get to our sponsors here real quick. As always, we're brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros will more than double that first deposit. It's going up to 110% of that deposit. Whatever you're putting in, you're getting 110% back. It stops at $1,000, so don't try to put in more than $1,000, or else we all would. But you put in $1,000, boom, you're waking up with $2,100 in your accounts. That runs through midnight tomorrow night, and that includes tonight's NFL game, which is awesome. Look, Heisman Trophy odds are all over the fucking board. You can still get Marvin Harrison at 14-1. Might have to hop on that train this week.
Like
get another
that.
100-yard game. Man, dude. Just throw it in the air to him. Just throw it fucking straight up in the air. The guy's unbelievable. And And you got the NFL. What else do you have? Oh shit, you can bet on the CFP right now. So if you want to try to guess tomorrow night's CFP odds, it ain't what you think. There's some rumors it's going to be Ohio State at 1 just because of schedule, but I wouldn't fucking do it. That's
Two top 10 wins.
2 top 10 wins.
Yeah, the committee, I think, especially this early, they kind of want to set a tone or a precedent.
Dude,
It's not going to be Michigan number 2 because they haven't played anybody, even though they're undefeated. So it'll probably be 1, 2, 3.
Here's what's going to happen. Georgia's not going to be number 1.
They should be.
And they're going to be furious about it, and they're going to come out and rip Missouri's spine right out of their
Kirby's going to use it as a bulletin
God,
board
is that game this
material.
weekend?
Fucking damn it, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Couldn't have happened to a better group of people.
We'll find it.
God
We'll
damn
find
it.
out on
So,
Tuesday about Missouri.
After this season, though, where does Drink go? Where does he springboard this job into?
Michigan, I guess, when Harbaugh's fired.
Yeah, that'll be on the table there. But look, you can bet on all that. You can bet on Harbaugh. What the fuck's going to happen there if you want? They got everything there. Every one of these games, NHL is kicked off. Fucking NBA is in full swing. World Series, you can bet on that as well. Didn't do well on that.
The NBA is fun to bet on because some games, guys just don't show up.
Ever. It's a weird one to bet on, man.
It's always fun. I love the
You can
NBA.
win a shit ton of money because if you pick an underdog in the NBA,
Could happen.
yeah, it could happen every single night. So that one's real fun to bet on. Go to mybookie.com, use the promo code Drinkin Bros to more than double that first deposits back over 110%. Let's go, dude. Last but not least, if you want tickets to any of these events, go to drinkinbrostickets.com. We got tickets to all of it. NFL, concerts, college football games, rodeos, you fucking name it, we got it over there. And we'll get you in about $10 cheaper than StubHub. All right, Monday night's game. Let's bet on that, fellas. It is the Raiders at the Lions. The spread is Detroit -7. D'Anthony, who you got tonight?
Who's playing quarterback for the Raiders?
Jimmy's back.
Jimmy's back, yeah.
Not Aiden O'Connell.
Jimmy's back.
Damn it.
Does that influence your decision?
I mean, yeah, but not in the way you think.
I know. I was kind of riding for Aiden.
Yeah, I'll take. I'll go 6.5 on the Lions. I'm not going 7.
By half a point.
Seems like a good bounce back spot for the Lions after getting totally embarrassed by the Ravens last week.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I know.
This seems more
Dan
like a
Gamble's gonna
Thanksgiving
stomp
Day
that
game,
ass.
doesn't it?
No.
Yeah. The type of Thanksgiving Day game where you're like, well, this isn't going to distract me from my family because this.
But this year it actually, well, not the Raiders obviously, but the Thanksgiving game this year is Lions-Packers.
Like that.
gross.
Man,
I mean,
who
it's
the-
the same.
I imagine
Of all the
Cowboys
years you
play-
could have done it.
Maybe
This
this
Of
is
all the
worst.
years.
Last year would have been better.
Yeah.
God damn it, man.
They always fuck up things. I mean, the good thing about Thanksgiving is now there's always you do have college games. You got Ole Miss, Miss
Yeah.
State, the Egg Bowl, and then Texas plays a lot on Thanksgiving.
Sometimes.
And then there's 3 games. They added another game at
yeah,
night.
yeah. The Lions and Cowboys always play, and then have a rogue random game at
Yeah.
night.
On the NFL Network.
Sometimes the Falcons are in it.
Yeah,
Are you
super
sure?
late at night.
Is it not going to be on Prime, on Amazon Prime now?
It'll be on Prime. I
No,
imagine.
Prime is actually the Friday game this year. They're doing a Black Friday game in the middle of the day.
Oh, sick.
Why not?
It's the Jets.
You're saying the guy's name is Friday?
No, I wish it was. I wish it was.
Like Black Kevin?
Yeah, like Black
So
Kevin. Black
Thursday
Friday.
night games are Packers-Lions, Redskins-Cowboys. That's actually a good game.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the last one.
And then 49ers-Seahawks, also a good game. So
Oh,
that's,
shit.
that's a good day
All
of
right.
football
It's
right
Good
there.
slate. It's a good slate.
The Packers
I'll get jumped
game,
to that.
the Lions should win that by 2 touchdowns, but the other 2 games are really good.
The Egg Bowl's gonna
And
be
it's
a
on
slaughter.
NBC, by the way, that late night game.
Okay.
Oddly, I assumed that would be on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
strange.
the prime game is Dolphins at Jets, which
It's
turns
Friday.
out might be a pretty good fucking game.
Well,
you know what I mean?
We'll find out.
It's weird how fucking the Jets are really Salah, however you say his name. He's a fucking good coach.
They're hanging around, man. They won
Yep.
again.
He's a good coach.
I mean,
man.
granted, it was the Giants.
Why is
but-
it always? Maybe it's just being in a shitty situation that shows you how good of a coach somebody is. But why is it that every great coach is on a fucked up team? And then you have a team like the Chargers who are loaded top to bottom, and they've got the worst coach in the fucking
Yeah,
world.
you put Salah on that team, and then you're good to go.
You say that, but he'd probably fuck it up.
Yeah.
Find a way.
I think they're just cursed. That
Could be.
team.
They also-
Well, they need to
They
go
also-
back to San Diego.
They're a team with no home field advantage. So you
Yeah.
play all 17 games or road games.
It's actually
yeah, but fucking Jacksonville does that. They play half their games in fucking Europe, and they're still winning games.
Yeah.
right, but no, people want to go to LA. So like they make a whole trip out of it.
Nobody
and
wants
the
to go to
entire
Jacksonville.
stadium is just full of like Steeler fans,
yeah.
Eagle
Always.
fans.
It's a snowbird like game basically. People
Yeah.
leave their horrible winter towns to go there.
Jacksonville is very quietly 6-2 right now. Which
I know.
is nuts, man.
I mean,
preseason took the Jaguars to win the Super Bowl just because of the odds.
We all took him to go to the playoffs.
Just for the odds, because I think I got like 30 to 1.
I mean, look, we clown the Cowboys, but they're still 5-2.
I know. Well, they haven't really played it.
The Cowboys are always going to be there.
Yeah, they're always
They're always there.
Look, they'll be there. They'll be fucking.
If only they had a coach,
and,
though. If McCarthy, they get rid of McCarthy ever, that'll be a terrible day in Philadelphia because he's an awful coach.
Robert Salah to Dallas.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Jerry Jones would hire a Muslim, but
I don't either. Who do you got in this Raiders-Lions game tonight?
I'm going Lions.
Okay.
I might do the half-point situation, even though some people, my buddy texted me the other day, was like, buy a half point. What's up, Luke? I was like, buy a half point. It's stupid because he listens to the shows.
Oh, no. There's some reason I won on Saturday.
I was like, fuck it.
Ohio State was 14. I bought it at the 13.5. They won by 14. There's no reason I won.
But yeah, I don't care.
There's a million games that I've done that on this year.
It's for my own sanity.
Yeah, same. It's just safety. I don't really give a shit. I know it knocks the odds down a little bit, but I want to win money at the end of the day, so I'm going to buy a half a point. I'm also going with Detroit minus 6.5, and I'm intrigued in this game. I want to see if the Lions can bounce back. Is this what put the Lions at 6-2?
I will say the Lions are one of those teams. They're like the Chiefs, where like even if they're playing a team that sucks ass, they're just still fun to watch, like the Lions are. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the
typically.
other team being ass doesn't deter me from watching the game the way a lot of other games would.
Yeah. Well, you would expect even against a shitty team, they're at least going to be exciting and put up a bunch of points.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, there was a weird report that just popped up here that Colorado, somebody broke into UCLA into the locker room.
We need to talk about this.
Yeah, because
we need
all
to
their
talk
jewelry?
about
it's
this.
the second time it's happened on a Dion team.
It happened at his HBCU school too.
Really?
So what's the common denominator? Deion Sanders is
the
robbing
Pink Panther.
his players. Deion Sanders is stealing their jewelry.
Okay. So we solved this today.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Well, that's our allegations that we've decided off 2 incidents.
How funny would it be if he just showed up wearing that? If I was Dion, I would like try to get security footage and because he's rich as shit, just get identical copies of that jewelry made and start wearing it around. See if anyone knows.
By the way, coaches are already, this just happened right now, are already starting to make their pleads for the CFP. Steve
win,
Sarkisian is saying that we should definitely be in the top 4 because we have the best win in the country over Alabama.
Probably true.
Yeah, and Texas, I mean, they win the conference they're in. That's all they got to do is win out.
Yeah, there is no jockeying. The jockeying is winning.
Because if they win their conference, they will end up having to beat Oklahoma, so they'll revenge their one loss. They'll make it to the CFP.
Maybe.
That's why I said it earlier.
Yeah.
Well, if they win the conference, they will have to beat.
But I'm saying Oklahoma if they don't lose, right? So
They might lose.
Oklahoma's already got a
Oklahoma's
conference loss.
they don't have a conference loss yet.
Yeah, they do. They
They
lost
just
this week.
lost. Yeah.
They lost to
over the weekend
Kansas.
to Kansas, yeah.
And they still got K-State on the schedule,
They still
right?
got Bedlam in
And
Stillwater.
Bedlam?
Yeah.
Did they already play K-State? Do they
No.
play K-State? They
I
might
don't,
not
I
have.
don't think they cross. But
So technically, just based on the weird rankings, Iowa State and Oklahoma State are between Texas and Oklahoma right now for 1-2 in the Big 12. K-State could jump.
I wouldn't worry about
Kansas
Iowa State.
probably not. I doubt.
Kansas has 2 conference
Iowa
losses
State
already.
and Oklahoma State are going to get bounced. I'm not. Those teams will both get bounced. Oklahoma State has the worst defense in the country, but K-State could jump.
K-State
If they win this weekend, it's a 3-team race in the Big 12, which is
yeah.
interesting.
Gundy, ever since the bye, has somehow turned Oklahoma State around. I thought they were going to crash and burn.
They're scoring a fuckload of points, but their defense is
better.
It's hanging on by a thread.
It's doing much better.
It's hanging on by a
So
thread.
Sarkisian said, I've shied away from this, as if anybody was asking right now. I mean, we're still like 5-6 weeks left in the goddamn year here. And he says, I'd argue that we have the best win in the country right now. The fact we go into Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and beat a team that was 52-1 in the previous 53 games of us going in there. I hear how tough the SEC is, but I haven't seen any of those teams go into Alabama and win either. So I feel pretty good about our team.
It's a fair point.
Oh, shit. Bedlam's this week.
What?
Yeah.
That's always the last game of the season.
Not this year.
That's weird.
Wow.
That is weird.
Wow.
Oklahoma's a 6-point favorite on the road. No, I kind of love Gundy there.
Ooh.
Kind of love Gundy there.
Did they shift the time of that game? They did. So this is going to be at 2:30 that game. Central, by the way.
This is a hell
Yeah,
of a
but
week.
there's a bigger game on at 2:30, Missouri, Georgia.
Sure is. Sure is. Is it at Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. They're fucked.
Point spread is 16.
It's opened at 17.
I think Missouri might cover. But
So that's an interesting thing. We can talk about it tomorrow on the show, but it's essentially the spread is saying that they think Missouri is as good or as bad, whatever, of a football team as Florida, because Florida was 14 on a neutral field.
Yeah.
So we're 17 at Athens. I don't know how.
Best thing that can happen for you guys is these CFP rankings come out and Georgia's number 1.
Yeah.
I know. I hope so.
Because
otherwise
Georgia's
you're
number
fucked.
2.
Georgia's 2 or 3 or 4. We're fucked.
And the rankings come out tomorrow, the same week.
Yeah.
All right, so you feel
people
more confident if they're 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they're probably 1, to be honest, but who knows?
Who knows, man? I have no idea.
This happens like every other or every third year with the CFP. The first week of rankings come out, everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And then it all sorts.
It all
itself
shakes
out.
itself out in the end.
Like, I don't think Florida State's going to be there at the end of the year.
I think as far as Bob is concerned, though, he doesn't want any motivation because right now Georgia doesn't have any motivation.
I think Florida State's going to be fine because the ACC is ass.
It is, but yeah,
like Virginia Tech is somehow in the mix for the
Yeah.
conference.
As soon as Florida State goes into the first round of the CFP, if they are able to hold on that long, I'm still not convinced they're not going to get picked off in a title game by UNC or somebody. But let's say they do make it, they're going to get fucking.
I don't think
plowed.
so. They seem like the kind of team that gets up for a big game. See that LSU opener where they just like ran them off.
Yeah, but because LSU sucks.
No, LSU's really good and might
Their
win this weekend.
Their offense is really good.
Their defense
it is the
Yeah, but they
worst
held
defense they've ever had.
They held
It's
their
USC
offense
with
pretty
different colors.
They're getting better.
It's
the
just
defense is
USC.
getting better.
USC with different
USC's
colors.
defense is not getting better. LSU's defense is getting to a point where they get like that just 1 or 2 stops.
Anyway, didn't Florida State hold them under 20 points?
It was like 20.
LSU gave up 39 points to fucking Missouri.
We have a good offense.
Yeah. One of the best receivers in the country.
Good God. You got to stop with that bullshit.
Did they play last? Are they even ranked? Is LSU ranked?
Yeah.
LSU gave
they're
up
13.
55 to Ole Miss.
When will they
gave
go?
Were they
up
on a
30.
bye? Were they on a bye this last week?
No, they played Army.
Oh, no, they
Was
beat
that
the
last
shit.
week?
Oh shit!
Yeah, they played Army.
They play Alabama.
They
this
beat
week.
they beat the shit out of the troops.
Yeah, they held the troops scoreless.
Yeah, they sure did.
They don't deserve to score.
Goose egg.
They play Alabama this week, so that.
There's 2 huge SEC games this week, plus a huge.
Hey, you know what that spread is on my bookie? 3.
Bama or
Bama
LSU?
-3.
Oh.
Who you taking
I
that?
would take LSU.
I mean,
I got burnt. I took LSU though. But game of the year, I lost bad, dude.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I do like how when you see just your daydreams, you're like, if I had this amount of money, here are the things I would do. And I'm just picturing Missouri winning this game and how it completely fucks the SEC. Not really. I mean, it just makes it way more interesting than it would have been.
Basically the SEC gets left out if probably if there's 5 one-loss conference championships and Missouri is their SEC, there's just no way we're getting
If
it.
Missouri wins out, they're
in.
over Georgia into
They're
the
in.
conference championship no matter what because they'll have the win against them and they'll both be 6-1 in the conference.
I'm saying if we win the SEC and there's 5 one-loss champions or undefeated, including Missouri will be the odd man out.
Just based on disrespect. No. Beating
Stop
the
trying to play the
two-time
victim.
national champ, and then they will have to beat Alabama as well. I don't think they'll get left out.
Yeah.
But it's a big weekend.
You're
I'm
just
gonna be pretty
this is your
shocked.
Catholic
Huge
guilt.
weekend.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
really
weighing,
kicking
it's
in.
weighing on you heavily.
It is.
And
It's-
then
it comes with the change of weather. It's 35 degrees
There's
out
a great
today.
slate of games on. You got Washington, USC. You got LSU, Alabama. You got Oregon State, Colorado. You got a bunch of fucking people on here.
Have you watched any of the NBA yet this year?
Yeah, I have an important NBA statistic that we need to talk about.
Sure.
This is just something I want addressed on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
Right now, Chet Holmgren
Yeah.
is averaging 15 points, 1 assist, 7 rebounds,
Doesn't need to
1.7
share the
assists.
ball.
Sorry, 7 rebounds,
Doesn't need to share the ball.
54% from 3 and 57 from the field.
Will you apologize?
No. He's played 2 games.
2 games. I think it's 2 games.
Maybe three.
games. Three
Three
games.
games.
3 tops.
And he's on pace to probably be an all-star.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's the craziest.
He's
statement I've
definitely
ever
not going to
heard.
be an all-star, right? Because
Perhaps all
SGA will be
NBA,
the all-star for
all
fucking
NBA defense.
Had a
Second
double,
maybe team 2.
Had a double-double on the road in Quicken.
I like how
What the
they
fuck is
play
Quicken?
Jokic.
Cleveland.
Cleveland. They play Jokic and the defending champion Nuggets there, and they lose by 30 fucking
Yeah, and
points.
Jokic doesn't even fucking. I understand that he doesn't care, but he doesn't sweat either.
Yeah.
Like, is it really that easy for this dude to throw up double-doubles every fucking game?
28 and 14 he
By
had
the
in that game.
Luka's averaging
He moves with
41
purpose.
points a game right now.
Yeah.
And then here's some rumors. Let me know what you think about this. There are rumors now that the Sixers and Lakers are going to do a deal that swap Harden and Russell. D'Angelo Russell.
Gross.
No.
Because Russell will
don't know.
defer to the other guys, to Maxey, and he's a better spot-up shooter, doesn't require the ball quite as much. And then for and the other part of it is Embiid is getting boxed out of games right now because the Sixers offense is moving too fast for him. They're on the fast break too much right now.
Yep.
So your best player isn't even on the fucking offensive side of the court when you're making offensive plays at this point in the season so far. Like the first couple games. I've watched 2 of their games so far. It's been like that in both
We
games.
blew the Bucks game.
Yeah.
Late.
Yeah, you definitely should have won that game, but it's
We're up like
who
7
cares
in
about that? It's
4
early in the
minutes.
season. You're just trying to figure out your pacing and stuff. But they can't play the Warrior style of basketball because Embiid will be trailing the whole time. He'll never get the fucking ball.
Nick Nurse got to figure it out. Embiid is a true center. You don't need him shooting threes.
No. So what do they do there? Are they going to trade him, you think?
I think you got to get somebody that's better in the half-court offense to run because Maxey's better. To be honest, I know this might sound crazy, but the odd man out would be Maxey because he and Embiid play an incompatible style of basketball, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maxey's great playing the Warrior style of basketball. Fucking running gun all the time, fucking pulling up for 3 on the fast break. Embiid can't play basketball like that. He'll be if you give Maxey a usage rate of like 35% or something like that, and he and Embiid are on the court a lot together, Embiid's going to be the one who suffers from that.
I weirdly think Morey would value Maxey over Embiid.
He should.
No,
probably.
he will because that's the thing with that.
He's younger. He's 23.
Yeah.
Well, also
Higher ceiling probably. I know Embiid's great and has been.
And
but-
everybody in Philadelphia's dad just hates Embiid.
yeah.
I think if you're
Well,
trading him
Embiid's-
now, you're trading him at
Yeah.
as high as you can get.
His
you can get all the picks.
window for being he's a great player, but his window for being a great player is very much smaller than Maxey's.
And-
Maxey will probably be a great player for 15 years.
I
His
think-
best style of basketball is not ideal for the current NBA.
No, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, even if they were the same age, he would probably value Maxey more because
Yeah.
one of the things they're all obsessed with is maximizing number of possessions. And the faster you play,
Yep.
the more possessions you have. They don't want. It's the same with the in the NFL how they not overvalue, but they hypervalue possessions. So they just like those 8-yard, 6-yard passes or whatever, like efficient. Like that's the NBA is like more possessions equals more points. So we need.
Well, you can
speed.
still do it though. Michael Malone figured it out in Denver. He just made and part of figuring it out is having Nikola Jokic, obviously.
Right.
But Jokic starting the fast break keeps him involved in the game from
Right.
that perspective. Embiid doesn't do that. He doesn't fucking launch
Right.
football passes. And look, maybe you can learn how to do that, and that changes the dynamic for them.
Kevin Love.
Yeah, but I think they're kind of in a bind right now, to be honest, because their 2 best players play differing styles of basketball. So how do you fucking fix that without trading one of the two top 10 players in the NBA?
Guy that won
probably?
the MVP last year.
That's the pressure, right?
I know.
I don't want to be Daryl Morey right now
It's just we don't get out of the second
because
round.
the easy thing to do is to trade Harden because he's a problem, but that's probably not the right answer, to be honest.
Yeah, but what do you do? He's got 1 year left. He's getting older. Who gives a shit? I think D'Angelo Russell would make more sense, although I don't really like D'Angelo Russell.
He plays really good in the half court, though.
He does.
He's a really
does.
good passer. He doesn't fucks around with the ball too much. He doesn't need the ball to score. He's a good spot up shooter. I don't know.
But
How's he looked in practice? Have you seen anything, Delco?
the thing is, right, like, would you rather blow up a team early and get the most value as possible, or just, like, wait it out and get bounced in the second round again?
Bad news doesn't get better with time.
I think you'd probably blow it up soon.
Yeah.
Sooner than later. And that revolves around, like, a deal with Embiid, getting the biggest package imaginable.
Well, who would, like, what team out there
Miami?
needs just a center? Miami would be great.
Miami would be great
because
for
they
that.
play great half court basketball
And
too.
he
If
would
you-
love to play with Jimmy again.
I
you-
heard
if
New
you were
York
to-
offered him a package, the New York Knicks.
If you were to send Tyler Hero over
Yeah.
to the Sixers, I think that's a good deal for both teams because he can play the same style basketball that Maxey
Trade him to
plays.
the Nets, get Mikal Bridges back, bring our baby home.
Dude, you could get some real
You could get a
pieces
lot
to
of
fit
people.
that fast style of play from the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, even Randall, I don't think they would give him up because he's basically their MVP now. But
Right.
pretty much they're a whole team. They're like a.
I don't want Julius Randle.
No. You don't want him. I'm just saying he plays that style of basketball. Like if you had Julius Randle, if Maxey's leading the break and Randle's behind him, he gets a lot of good rebounds in open space. He shoots okay. He makes a lot of bad decisions though, so I don't know if that's the guy you want on your team.
Trade him to Oklahoma City, we get Chet back.
That's what you need to
Would
do.
you take Chet?
I would rather have
Yeah.
Chet
For
Holmgren
Embiid?
than Embiid. Yes.
Okay.
because Embiid plays defense in like a 3 to 5 foot circle around him, and that's it.
Yeah.
He doesn't play passing lanes. He's just kind of unaware. He doesn't have really high basketball.
He's also
IQ.
been incredibly healthy the last 3 years, which is not
The bottom's going to fall out
norm.
at some point. Yeah.
Also, Chet stretches the floor, baby.
Well, he averages 1 assist a game, and I think that's all you really need.
That's what you need out of the center,
Yeah, it's just that one extra pass, literally a game, and I think that's what makes him very, very special.
He's
to
selfish, which I like. Mm-hmm. He goes and gets it.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's passionate. He's very passionate. So he's a true gift, and we'll see what happens with him.
The great
Well,
white hope.
right
Game
now-
America.
3, so he's got, what did I say, 15 games, I think, before the season started, so he's got about 12 more left.
Yeah.
Before he breaks something?
Right now, Maxi's scoring 30 a game, and Embiid scoring.
Is he really?
Embiid's scoring 31 a game right now.
dude.
But it will not last. They'll figure out, like, if they're going to play that high tempo kind of offense, they're either got to, and look, maybe they can coach it a way that makes sense. Maybe they can keep Maxi and Embiid off the floor together. Doesn't work in crunch time, though. Like,
Right.
you've got to execute. If you're down, if you want to play like the Warriors in the third quarter, like they have historically the last 10 years, and you're down 7 to 10 points and you need quick fucking baskets, Embiid gets neutralized from your offense. You know what I mean? It sucks. Mm-hmm. I don't know how they're going to handle that.
The one that I watched the other night was the Lakers, because that's an interesting case study of what you do with the oldest player in the NBA.
Yeah.
And they made him play the entire fourth quarter because they were down. And
You
they,
max out Austin Reeves. That's what you do.
But they came out and won. I mean, they won. And LeBron ended up winning in this game for him. But goddamn, he's 39 years
It's
old.
October,
what are we
bud.
doing, dude?
It's October.
I know.
The only way the Lakers win is if Anthony Davis is elite every time they go out on the floor.
He's not,
And
though.
He's never been elite. Even when he is healthy and stays on the court, it's like every third or fourth game he completely disappears and scores like 15 points.
I know they lost to the Nuggets in, 5? But those games were pretty close.
They were.
Yeah.
There was a closer series than people remember.
No, it was. It just seems like LeBron was tired, and obviously Anthony Davis disappeared. So
They're
Why
in a
doesn't
tough-
he do a Roger Clemens? Just come mid-season.
Right. Well, they're in a tough spot, though, because, I mean, they're barely making the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
LeBron's
It's making it
not,
harder.
Yeah,
Just
so
to
if
do the playing
LeBron's
games,
not
yeah.
there, like, I mean, they fucking need him because they're squeaking in as like an 8, 9, 7 seed somewhere in there. Like, they can't afford to lose.
I mean, more than half the league makes the playoffs now. So
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, and then I saw something odd when I was in Vegas, and I didn't know that this was happening this year. I had heard there was talks of it, but it actually is. They were promoting this mid-season tournament.
Yeah, I don't know what the
they're
fuck that is.
trying to do like soccer bullshit. Like
Yeah.
the FA Cup.
Why? Who's interested in that? Look, if you can't get Kawhi to play,
Well, I haven't seen it
Regular
yet, so I don't know
season
if
games.
I'm interested in it yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
would you be interested in the middle of a? It's just
No.
the middle of the
Well,
season tournament.
I'm a soccer fan, so I've been watching this for fucking 20 years.
But
Okay.
does like my rec league intramural squad get to play the Lakers?
no.
That makes it entertaining.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, it would be fun.
Fuck, like I don't know. I don't want to see like the NBA just play each other in a tournament.
I don't see how gajillionaires who actually want rest and need it are going to be like, what?
Maybe
What
bring
is
in like
this for a
Barcelona.
for a fake
Yeah, bring
trophy.
it to
You bring
I-
in like Inter Milan or something. I don't know.
They're doing it wrong. They're doing it wrong. Just turn the whole season into series like baseball, but each series you get points. You get points for winning.
I think
3-game
that's the
series.
best option, and I don't know why they're not doing it.
Every game's a game of horse, and
Well, no, that's overtime.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a horse overtime would be great. And you'd be forced to have fucking who is Frenner? Who is that white guy?
Jimmer.
Jimmer. That's
Jimmer
it. Jimmer
Fredette?
Fredette, dude.
Yeah.
Just throwing up 100 points.
Every team signs a dude perfect guy.
You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the best, dude. And I'd be fine with that because then we're all rooting for the trick shot to happen.
Luka's scoring 41 points a game right now.
Is he really?
It's only 2 games, but he might fucking do it. Who knows? Like the only thing that can stop Luka from scoring 40 is Kyrie Irving.
Well, Kyrie hasn't said anything dumb yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Man, all this shit's been going on with the Jews, and he hasn't said one. Bob and I were
Weird.
talking about
It's
last
crazy.
week.
It's a fucking miracle.
Like, how is that? Who's got a shot collar around his nutsack right now?
Or maybe even Kyrie knows this is the
Yeah.
bridge too far. Yeah, I'm sitting this one out.
That's how you know a conflict is bad when Kyrie Irving's just like, whoa.
Taking the
He
next 2 weeks
refuses
off.
to comment on it.
Yeah.
Last but not least, here we'll cap it off with the World Series. Have you guys been watching it?
Yep.
Yeah,
No, I haven't watched
unfortunately.
one pitch.
I haven't
and
either.
and
Yeah.
I won't.
I haven't either. You been watching it?
Yeah.
How was it?
It's good.
Fucking
I mean, game one was
Diamondbacks
an all-timer.
Diamondbacks should be up 2-0.
Yeah, game one was an all-timer, incredible. But I was texting Dan about this the other day. Of everyone the Dodgers let go for contract or whatever, Corey Seager makes the least sense to me. That guy he's like the Bryce Harper you don't know as much about. He has 17 career playoff home runs. He's a fucking animal.
He's like third or fourth in the all-time playoff home run
he hit
list.
one of the most crushed playoff home runs I have ever fucking seen to tie it up in the bottom of the ninth.
Yeah.
And then Adolis Garcia, who is just going fucking Super Saiyan this October, wins it in the 11th. Then the Diamondbacks come out. They blow out Game 2. So I kind of turned off Game 2 a little early because of the blowout. But I'm telling you, man, I'm
looking at the scores. 9-1 in the second.
Yeah,
Kelly's been shut. I mean, she shut us down.
Kelly's been the
his
best
second appearance, and
pitcher
then
for them.
the Rangers was he shut them down.
But dude, the Diamondbacks, I remember. I will say this. I thought this at the time it happened. I don't think I ever said it out loud. Maybe I can go check Tomahawk. But I remember when the Braves played them both times. I was just like, God, that team is fucking annoying. Like that team is feisty and just annoying.
They're young.
They are proving to be that right now. Like they just don't go away, and they are. Interestingly, and I always preach this in the playoffs, and what's something in terms of like what is successful in the playoffs. Like obviously you need dudes who can hit home runs and shit like that, but like they're such a contact team, and they put pressure on the defense. The Diamondbacks do, and that is.
I think you need glue guys too.
Yeah,
like the thing about Seager, great performer, sure, but not as great as some of the other performers, statistically speaking.
Yeah,
but is it like when the moment and it matters, he's always there. I think I was John with some people on Twitter earlier about how I'm not watching these World Series games because I think the format is fucking stupid. Only three of the 8 teams that have gotten by so far, 3 of the best teams in baseball those years have advanced. Out of the 8 best teams in baseball those years have advanced to the second round of the playoffs. That's clearly a broken format, right?
Play better.
That's stupid, but. Like he like the guy, one of the guys was like, "You just are a Braves fan, you're pissed." I'm like, "No, I don't think the Braves would have won either way because they got no heart, right? They don't have Jock, they don't have fucking Soler, they don't have what's that fucker's name? The catcher that didn't even play.
Oh, Vogt.
Stephen Vogt. Yeah, it's like they have no heart.
Bring
the
back
Braves
Brian
weren't going to do it
McCann.
either way. But when 5 of the 8 best teams in baseball don't, that's not.
And by the way,
that's not an upset. That's the standard at that point, right?
Yeah.
And the only team that is winning basically is the fucking Astros, who are just like otherworldly in October. There's no format.
The Rangers were technically probably the best team in baseball pretty early on.
They were the best team for the first half. They fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
But they came back.
Yeah.
Who do you guys have tonight?
Was it Scherzer and?
Scherzer's pitching for Texas.
Do we have Diamondback starter yet? Is it Fat?
Oh, dude, that fucking guy, man.
Yeah.
He's good.
He's good. And
PFAADT.
Yeah.
I'm going D-backs. As much as I love my boy Max, he hasn't been great this postseason.
yeah, fat.
Yeah.
He's too young and too stupid to realize he shouldn't be pitching this good in the playoffs.
Well, it's Arizona plus. They're getting money tonight.
Yeah,
so it's plus 115.
Arizona home dogs with a cold pitcher they're facing. I love that.
Okay.
Although Max pitched pretty good his last start, right?
I think he pitched okay.
He won Game 7.
He didn't win Game 7 because he didn't pitch long enough.
What happened?
This is non-sports related, but those people that were hunting Jews at the fucking Russian airport, the Dagestanis.
Yeah.
Let's see. 510 all have been identified, according to the Russian press. 60 of them were arrested for questioning and investigation, and then 84 of them were sent to Ukraine to fight.
Oh.
That's sick.
Dude.
That's pretty fucking funny.
Putin's like,
Kind of sports related. Yeah.
Go fight some real Nazis.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Last but not least here.
That's fucking
funny. You guys are going to be sad about this one here. Iowa's offensive coordinator, Brian Ferentz, will not return.
He has resigned, but
All right,
he
2024.
will finish out the 2020
He's going to
season.
finish out the season here. Was he under the number? Is that why?
Oh,
or-
way under. Yeah, he would have needed to score
Like 30 a game.
He gave
30,
up. He quit.
31 a game, 30, 30 and a half,
He
something
quit.
like that.
He quit on his team.
Yeah.
Loser.
Who makes that deal in the fucking first place?
Well,
don't know.
when your dad's
Your
the head
dad,
coach.
Yeah, your dad's trying to spin it. That's a fun way to spin it. We've
Well,
all
that's like
enjoyed it.
Chris or Mad Dog saying
Russo.
he would retire.
Yeah.
If the Diamondbacks
The
beat the
Diamondbacks
Phillies.
won. It's like, all right, cool, man.
Bye.
See ya.
But then,
Did he retire?
no, he's
No.
going to wear a bikini through Manhattan, a Diamondbacks bikini.
Yeah, I mean that's weird. Why would that be the second option?
Mike would
Yeah.
never.
Why don't you give like 10 grand to a charity or something instead of being a fucking dipshit?
Right. No one wants to see, like, he's like, all right, I won't retire, but I will show my wiener to strangers.
Look, when it's time for me to retire from this show,
Yep.
that'll be the other option.
Shit, sure will.
I mean, I would rather have. I would like to get Frances's opinion on this.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. Enjoy tonight's games, kids. Again, remember to bet with us or against us on mybookie.com. Use that promo code Drinkin' Bros to get 110% back on that deposit. That deal ends at midnight. And if you want to go to any of these, including tonight's game, want to go to the World Series tonight, we got tickets on drinkinbrostickets.com. Please go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. We need the goddamn reviews. Please do it. For D'Anthony Holloway, Delco Dan, Hot Bob, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Monday Morning Recap. Good morning, everyone.